Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Death Note. It's episode 8, and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the parentheses dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode, so see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, let's see. That was a really good episode. I enjoyed that a lot. Because you could see the battle of minds between those two characters finally more intensely, more directly, because we had both characters, Kira and L, in the frame, just changing, right, between those two, hearing what they thought, why they acted the way they did, why they placed cameras, how to react to it, and stuff like that. That was really good. And yes, even in the end, I am not sure if Kira really got the suspicion away from him. Seeing that the series is running quite a while longer, possibly yes. But I still think that L is having this suspicion, because it is just weird, right? I mean, this determination of his student learning there for hours, and he's not really moving much, right? He's just sitting in this chair. It's the one angle that the camera does not really get, by the way. It is... We will see. So, first things first. They started off with the camera footage, the surveillance camera footage of the death of Ray Penba. And him being in the train, being around the train. So, not inside the train itself, but in the stations. Okay, I know that as far as... I think in the US there are cameras even inside the trains. We do have here in Germany as well, at least in some trains, not all. So that's a little bit the problem they had, that there was no surveillance camera in the train when Ray Penba wrote down the names, because that would have been a major indicator. I'm pretty sure L would have guessed something, you know? There are holes in it, and he was writing, that's just strange. But he had enough already to get suspicious by saying, so there was something in the train and he was trying to look at it, to reach for it. And the envelopes were gone, so they have to be somewhere. I'm pretty sure that Kira got those envelopes, and thus they will not find it. But if they would check camera footage for the next stations, as example, right? Because he left the envelopes inside. There is a chance that they would see Kira entering a train, and he would appear on a camera again, and that's a lot of attention there. But okay, so far already really good that they already got this one step, and I really, as I say, it's a game of minds here, and I really dig that in this series. Kira wrote the death schedules for months ahead now. Now that's a clever thing, and I see his point. If he would fall sick, if he would have an accident, anything happening, they would go on a vacation, I don't know, you know, stuff like that. L would realize that. He would see, like, that's a weird thing. These 3 weeks, no one died, and then it started again, just as an example, right? And he would check the schedules of everyone who was ever suspicious, and he would see, okay, in these 3 weeks, Light was in hospital or on holidays. So that would be a clear indicator. And by preparing death schedules ahead of time, he makes sure this is not happening. He still can add additional characters now and then, right? So very good, very... I mean, seriously, just thinking about it, I'm not sure if I would have thought of something like that, right? Just think for yourself. You would be in the position of Light and would be crazy enough to do stuff like that. Would you really have taken all those steps? This planning, this foresight that he has? I think I cannot say so. He is, when it comes to that, ahead of me. I'm pretty sure. So, nice. However, L got the information now that Shokomaki, Naomi Misora, is missing. She's on my paper here with 2 names. Um, and he gets suspicious instantly. And that is the one thing I think that might break the neck of Light, of Kira. Yes, he got her to do suicide. Okay. And yes, everyone else, as we've seen as example, Matsuda, I think it was, thought that suicide might be the reason why you not hear anything more of her, and she was depressed, loss of husband and stuff like that, right? But Elle stated, I know her. And she told that to Light, that they know each other. I know her, and she would not do that. She's too strong of a person. She would try to get Kira. And that is maybe the one thing that is breaking the neck of Kira somewhere in the future. Even if she died now, she would have a major impact on all of that's happening now. Because I think that that's why she's in the intro. She is a major character still. So Elle says she would not suicide. She disappeared. She would have investigated Light, Akira, sorry. Because she does not know it's Light, right? So if she's gone now, and if she would be dead, it would very, very likely be Kira's doing. So there are a lot of potential problems for Light now. I still wait for any comment that she and Light were at the reception of the police department. And it's a bit weird it wasn't mentioned. By the way, I'm pretty sure that there was a camera, because there has to be in a police department at the position where the people report in for whatever's happening. There has to be a surveillance camera. So I guess that will be something happening in the future for sure. So much about her. Now they went for cameras in the rooms of those two families that they mentioned. And I like the fact that they mentioned civil rights and that it would be illegal. The fact that the chief agreed, I don't know, makes it maybe partially legal. I'm not sure there. I mean, he agreed. So, and he's the head of the family, so you could kind of say it might be legal now. I'm not sure. Still, it's, cameras, even the bathroom, at least there, it's possibly like, nope. It was a 5% chance in the view of L. So he said it's 5% that it is one of your family, which is not much, but it is a clear number, and it is not like 0 dot something. It is 5%, and that is possibly more than they ever had before. So I see why the chief agreed, and I really have to give it to him. You could see that he was struggling with this decision, and I can completely understand that. But he went for it. And there was a thing that L asked for, complete determination, complete being in the case, give everything. And that's what he did. He did. Yeah. Have to give that. When the cameras were back in, so the whole scene about the door was very clever. So the paper clip was just like an excuse, like a trap, you could say. So purposely in there, knowing that everyone except his family would have realized that. So a pro would realize there's this paper in and would put it back in. Okay, his family would not, so mother and daughter at least. I guess the father would. I mean, he's working for the police, so possibly yes. The thing with the doorknob was very clever, and I can see that. I know those kind of knobs where you can like push it a little bit down by yourself without its opening, and it stays in this position. Yes. The pencil lead, I'm not completely sure how it worked, but okay. So he has like a double check system in there, and that's pretty clever. And thus he could even realize that it is not his family but someone else. So he has to have like a very strange and hard case of realizing they will try something, that there's a chance. The amount of strategy and planning he has is just abnormal. Then Then we got a little bit more of background information about Ryuk, and he uses Ryuk. And that is the next one, right? Ryuk always stated from the beginning, I'm just here to watch, right? I will not help you. You can make a contract with me for my eyes and stuff like that. And he now was able, because he found like a weakness in him, the apples, right? Like a drug. And he even fed them to him, so he made him kind of addicted. And then he said, hey man, you can eat them here again, but not with all the cameras. We need to find them. And Ryu is searching all the cameras. That is just clever. And I think Ryu didn't realize that yet, that he was used. He was clearly used by Light. Kudos. So he got them all. And that's this picture here. 64 cameras. What the heck? I mean, how crazy are you? Sure, it was mentioned that if he finds one or two so that he feels safe then, but 64 cameras, that just improves the chances of finding them. Who put 64 cameras in such a little room? It's just crazy. It's just over every top. And still he found an option to work that, right? Without taking out a camera. By putting the mini TV in the what is it called, inside of the food, in this bag, potato chips, that's it. And it's a bit of the thing. Elle is watching this together with the father. And I think that is a major thing here which was missing. Elle might think this is normal, right? He's hard studying and there are those magazines and everything, okay. So that's why he put the paperclip in and stuff like that. So a normal 17-year-old. But then the father kind of knows his son. And there's this moment of, he's watching stuff like that. He's looking at those magazines. I can't believe it. That's not my son, right? Stuff like that. Not enough. Then the potato chip moment. They have eaten off me enough breakfast? No, sorry. Dinner. So I was kind of waiting for the father to say, that's uncommon or even absolutely abnormal for my son to take potato chips while studying after he has eaten. Unless Light did something like that on purpose during the last weeks, right? So that's why they watched together. The insight of the father was missing a bit too much. And that might be the problem for Elle here. If the father would have been more open, more clear, more stating, seriously, he's doing that, we do not do that, there might have been a suspicion on the potato chips. So, I don't know. Maybe there will be more in the next episode. We will see. The camera in the end, 40k. Sure. I mean, it's money. No question. And money is something you need. But if Light really would get out of the suspicion of Elle, then it is money worth invested. Of course, he's out of it instantly. And he will not be checked so soon again. So I can see that he's like, do not care. The thing on the TV, they really played each other. So they tried to see if there's a reaction. But the fact that Light was aware he's being watched made him act cool and comment on it. I don't know, man. The real question is, how clever is Elle? We have seen a lot of how clever Light is now. Now the big question is, how clever is Elle? How much can he analyze in there? How much can he guess and think it is a double bluff, right? It is, I mean, if Elle's like, so what if Kira is aware of the cameras? How would he react, seeing how clever Kira was in the past? Then he could say, okay, Light is reacting like I guess Kira would. And then we are in this endless spiral of who thinks who, right? I am not sure. If you go by just the episode and what we've seen, by now you would say that Kira is out of it. He made it, right? He got the suspicion away, and everything's fine, and the cameras will be removed possibly, and all of that. But I don't know if that is all already. Maybe, just maybe, it will be now. But they have recordings now, they have behaviors now. L has seen Light acting and walking and talking and studying. So at least he has seen the one that really is Kira. So maybe that will do something in the future. Last but not least, writing with both hands. Holy heck. And writing different stuff, right? I mean, you could not see what he was writing there. So I think this is possibly more of the thing. I mean, if he's really writing at the same time with both hands different stuff, that is a major thing. I don't know if there are many people who can do that. I guess not. If he's like stopping with one hand and writing with the other, okay, that might be. But even then, writing with the wrong hand is not easy either, right? If you ever tried, you're right-handed and you try writing left-handed, does not look really nice. But still, that was clever. And I really look forward to the next episode to see if there is more happening from L's side. Because he was fooled pretty easily, kind of, right? So we will see. That's it from me this time. Until the next time, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.